Good morning. Well, we're getting started here. Day 2 of cleaning up the combine. We got a couple more shields and stuff that we can get to a little easier now to take off. We got some of the heavy dirt off. So Brock's here. He's getting socket or some wrenches to help do that. And we're waiting for it to warm up a little bit outside before we start power washing. It's only like 35 degrees out. It's still early, so it's supposed to be in the mid 40s and decent this afternoon, but not there yet. Now we can see inside there a little bit. Top of the feeder house, and then, whoops. This is the top of the feeder house, and this is the feed accelerator. We can look for any damage, whatever else may be in there. And then you can see there's a bearing right there. That's the front of the rotor. Can't see it very good, but we can look in there a little bit later. I'm just trying to get it opened up to clean it out better right now. Brock keeps hitting his head when he's working on the combine, so he wants a helmet. There you go, bub. We have a bunch of old John Deere hard hats, because when you go do a factory tour, they give you a hard hat to wear, and then they let you take it home, and we've got a bunch of them. Anyway, we're taking off these vents here. These are very different than the old combine was, and I always took them off of that one. I don't know if there's reason to take these off or not, but I figured there's probably a bunch of dirt packed in behind here, or maybe. So it's 3 bolts to hold them on. We'll just take them off. I'm kind of debating on whether or not to pull the sieve and chaffer out. Something I usually do every year. But this is brand new. I don't really need to fix anything. That one row right here is just a little bit bent up, but everything else is nice and even, and they're not wore out. So I don't really need to do that unless I need to do it to clean it. Do I need to do it to clean it is the question. There is some dirt and corn stalks and stuff way back up in there. It's going to be pretty hard to get out. We could try and power wash in here and wash a little bit and see how we do before we take it out, and then decide if we really wanted to. But I'm not sure yet. There is a couple of things in the grain tank I want to look at, so we're going to open those covers up here. Usually I would take those auger trough covers off. I don't know that I'm going to do that, but there is another cover that's down there that allows you to get in behind the cab a little bit easier. So we'll just go up there and look around. So there's a cover plate right here, and when you take that off, you can get in underneath the feeder house or the grain tank behind the cab to clean stuff out quite a bit better. So we're going to do that. I have taken these covers off, but with the way pads on there and wire harnesses, that's a lot more complicated, tricky job to do. So I'm gonna try and leave them there. I kind of wonder if I pull the pin on that side, I might be able to just fold it up when we're actually cleaning, because there's some corn and stuff down in there that would be nice to be able to flush it out the end with some water when we start washing. There's a oil gearbox we need to check there, and oh, there's some other shielding and stuff that we could take apart, but I don't really want to. There's a belt in behind this one, but they've got it sealed up nice with some sealant that we don't need to get in there. We really don't need to get in there, so we just don't take it apart. There, look at all that dirt and dust. There you can see the big gearbox. That's the gearbox that drives the head. 5-speed, and it also has a shaft coming out of it that drives basically the entire right side of the combine. And yeah, we got some corn stalks down there. Those plugs, I think, are for cameras. At least that's my assumption. It's not horrible down in there, but it is pretty dirty. We got some corn stalks and it needs cleaned up. So now we can get to it to clean it up. You guys, I embarrassed him yesterday. Should we watch or should I help him? Do you want help? Oh, he doesn't want it. He's going to learn it himself. All right. He does work for the fire department. You would think they would know how to coil up a hose. They roll hoses. They're lay flats. There you go. All right. That's a good start. You got to get all the twists out of it. He's getting there. He's doing it all like a spiral pattern here. You got to have it laying flat on the ground, not on top of each other. Good job, Brock. It's better. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. Good work. All right, we are done with this air compressor, so Brock's going to pull it out of the way, and we're going to get the combine out. So the plan here for the day is to wash the heads. So we're going to start with the corn head because it's already hooked up. So we'll take this out and just kind of focus on the corn head and forget about the combine for right now, or maybe a little bit on the feeder house. But get all the row units cleaned up as best we can, get the stuff on the auger, and we'll lift it up and we'll do underneath and just keep blowing everything off. And then once we get that done, we'll bring it back in here, just set it on the floor, and then we will hook up the bean head. Brock washed that yesterday and got it pretty clean, but we need to lift it up so we can get underneath it a little bit better and finish the last little bit of washing on that, and then we can take it to Berkey. If we can get both heads cleaned up today, that'd be a good day. I'd be really happy with that. So that's the plan. Brock's doing everything he can to delay power wash until it warms up a little bit. So you got the shop floor swept up all nice. Yeah, we're getting ready to go here. So we're gonna set up a camera for a little time lapse out there. I'm gonna start with the corn head. I've got it put outside here, and I tipped it all the way for you. Did you see that, Brock? So all the water runs out for you.
I see that. I appreciate it.
So we tipped it all the way, or well, not all the way, but down so that it'll go that way. And I also tilted the feeder house all the way forward, or the top out, which really pitches the row units a lot. Which is a new thing this year that we can do with this combine that I haven't been able to do before, but it should make it easy to get everything off the head and onto the floor or the ground and not just sitting in that trough or on the row units. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but it shouldn't be horribly terrible. Getting that air yesterday and blowing most of the dirt out of here, it will speed this process up dramatically. So have fun, Brock. Get after it. That's right. They're going to start doing the tile in my house here real quick. So they need this pallet taken into the garage. So I'm getting that moved. I need to use the forks on the tractor because my driveway is way too soft to get up there with a forklift. So gotta get that mud out of there so that the forks sit level. That would be helpful. He's got the top side pretty good here. We're going to lift it up as soon as he gets done rinsing his foam off and let him get underneath pretty good. It would appear our drain's going to need cleaned out too. Anyway, now you can get the bottom side of those row units. Drop the head off so we can get some of this stuff in here on the back side of the feeder house that you can't get to with it hooked up. And now we can just kind of rinse it down. Everything should be loose except for that area. So it's just a matter of rinsing it. You might want to go do the back first. All right, well, we've got a pretty clean corn head here. So we'll deal with this later. It's kind of out of the way, but it'll be the first thing we work on once we start actually working on stuff and taking it apart and trying to fix things. But we're still in cleaning mode while we've got decent weather. So we are going to get the bean head hooked up to the combine here this afternoon and pick that up to do a little bit of cleaning on it. My plan is to turn the combine around so that we're backed into the shop and then just open the door and just pick it up on the concrete. It should only take maybe a half an hour to finish cleaning it because Brock's already got most of it done. But it's lunchtime, so we're going to eat and we'll be back. All right, we're going to get the bean head hooked up here. So I'm spinning the combine around and we're going to back it into the shop here. We can have room to do this. Okay. Now we'll get it unhooked and we'll pick it up, back up a little bit so that we can move it around. And the biggest thing is we want to be able to set it down to get the rest of that stuff off the cutter bar up there and drop that center pan so we can clean out underneath the center feed belt. All right. Well, I did the same thing here where we got it tipped way down. Look at the angle on that draper belt. Holy cow. So he got it fairly clean. There's still some stuff in those corners and stuff that we need to clean it up. This won't take real long. We're gonna have to move it a couple of times, pick it up and drop that pan again and get underneath, but should go quick. Seed truck. Time to unload a seed truck. Well, the pile is growing. We got 20 boxes today, 10 there and 10 here. These rows are getting deep, so we've only gotten 3 varieties in, and we've got a fair amount more stuff to get yet, but those are all beans. We've got corn over in the corner over there. I don't sell near as many units of corn as beans, so they take up a lot less space, but a unit of corn plants 2.5 acres, and a unit of beans plants 1 or less, so we use a lot more volume of soybeans. Anyway, that's good. I brought the backhoe down here because I wanted to take a little bit. Come on. There we go. I wanted to take a little bit the rest of that stone there and take it up and put it in front of my garage. Use that pile up and then clean up some of this pieces of tile and stuff that I've got sitting here yet from when I did my water line and trench. We'll do a little cleaning up here. It's still pretty muddy up there, too wet to be driving in and doing any digging up by the house, but it's getting closer. This was not the quick 20-minute job that it was supposed to be. There's more dirt on here than we anticipated. So Brock said he wanted it different, so we put it up and back rather than down and forward, and now he gets to go at it again and try and get, you know, that stuff, the stuff that we couldn't get to before, and you can see all of that. Here, watch this, Brock. There, I got some off for you.
That must mean your share is done.
You're supposed to say thank you.
Yeah. Now you got a foot.
I know, but it'll power wash off real fast. Don't worry. All right, so Brock's working on that. Yeah, he needed some more fuel for the heat, so I'm gonna go get that for him. Just so you all don't get any ideas that all I do is sit around and watch Brock do this. After he does it for a while, I come out and then move it around for him, and then we look and I get some. I don't have the rain gear on though, so I'm trying not to get soaked, but I pointed that spot out to him 3 times, he hasn't gotten it yet. It's all right, Brock, I got it. Don't worry. It's best to get the stuff up high first, because it just ends up over all the bottom stuff, and then you got to clean it again. Oh man. All right, well, I just had a, what time is it now? Oh, it's almost 5. Hour and 20-minute long meeting with some people about some house stuff and leach field and septic. It's a fiasco. I'll tell you about it someday, but not right now, not until everything is approved and done. So anyway, Brock finished up on this bean head here. We're calling it good. It is done. So I'm going to get everything unhooked here, put it back on the header cart so that this is ready to go be put in the barn. Like I said, we're going to store it at our farm down to Berkey. Maybe tomorrow we'll take it down there. I don't know. We'll see. So we got to fold this center pan back up and get it dropped. All right. We've got a cover I'm going to put back on here so that I don't lose it. Like that. And we did take the tension off of the draper belts so that they don't stretch over the winter. And this should be ready to be stored. We managed to get our concrete dirty again, which is going to happen a lot here. And it would appear that our drain is plugged and needs to be cleaned out. Not going to happen tonight, although I might scrape some of that stuff up into a pile a little bit. All right, well, we'll clean that up probably tomorrow. Hopefully our water will go down overnight, and we can worry about that later too. I got something today. It's just going to make my life a lot easier. Check this out. You know what that is? This is a stair gauge. It's going to make making my stair treads and risers a whole lot easier. Basically, it sets up something like this, except for I need a longer 1x2, long enough that I can push each side of this tight against the skirt boards, or the walls, and lock them in place, and then I can take them and set them on my treads or my risers to mark the lines to know exactly where I got to cut in case they're not square or on an angle, and get the length exactly right. That is going to make that job a whole lot easier. So we might be working on that tomorrow. Try and get at least some of those risers put in. That's my thought anyway. That's my plan. Okay. Well, 2 heads cleaned today. That's a big deal. I'm going home. Thanks for watching today. It's supposed to be rainy tomorrow, but we'll see. They're supposed to come and do some block for a wall out there. I'll show you. I'll update you on that tomorrow, I think, on the barn foundation project that we've got going on there. Dad was going to do some backfilling, and I might work on my risers for my steps a little bit tomorrow. I also need to spend a day selling seeds, so maybe what I'll do is take that head to Berkey in the morning and try and find a couple of seed customers and spend the morning doing that, and then we'll come back in the afternoon, find some other stuff to work on. So thanks for watching today. Have a great night. Hit that like and subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. See ya.